Hello class, today we're going to be learning about adding and subtracting fractions. What is a fraction, you may ask? A fraction is a way of expressing a number that is a ratio of two integers. The numerator, which is the top number, asks the question of how many. The denominator, which is the bottom number, answers the question, how many of what? Before we can add or subtract fractions, it's important to let the denominators be the same, or else you cannot add or subtract them. So, the first step to getting the denominators to be the same is to find the least common multiple, or the smallest multiple. Then after you do that, you want to rewrite the fractions as equivalent fractions, with the LCM, least common multiple, as the denominator. How to add a fraction. First, you want to make sure the bottom numbers are the same, which we just went over in the last slide. If you need help on that, just call me over and I can help you. Also, your notes have the directions if you forget. So you want to make sure the denominators are the same, and then second, you want to add the top numbers, and then you want to simplify the fractions if needed. For subtracting fractions, it's the same process. Instead, you're going to subtract the numerators, which are the top numbers, and then simplify if needed. Now we're going to do some practice problems.
The first practice problem that we'll do, 1/2 plus 1/3. As stated before, we need to find the common denominator, which is the bottom number. So the least common multiple of 2 and 3 would be 6. So the denominator would be 6. Half of 6 is 3. And then 1/3 of 6 would be 2. So what we have to do is add the top numbers to get 5 over 6. For subtracting, we'll use the same numbers, 1/2 minus 1/3. Again, we have to have the common denominator of 2 and 3. So it would be 6. Again, 1/2 of 6 is 3. 1/3 of 6 is 2. So we have to subtract the top numbers together. So it equals 1 over 6.
So now we're going to play a little math game that we found here. So if you're having a little bit of trouble, we could go in the easy mode, and you can also play on slow fruit. And in the game, you're going to look at the fraction that pops up on the board, and it'll be an addition problem. And then as soon as you can think of the answer, you want to find the piece of fruit that has the answer on it, and then you get to smash that piece of fruit. So I'll show you the relaxed mode with the slow fruit first. So my problem is 2/5 plus 1/5, which would be 3/5. So I want to find that fruit, and I'm going to tap on it, just like that. And then I'm going to get the next one. And the next question is 1/4 plus 5/4. So 1 plus 5 is 6, so it would be 6/4. So I want to find that one next. And there it is. And then you guys can keep playing that. So as long as, if you're still having a little bit of trouble, just take your time and keep playing it until you feel comfortable with the problems. But if you feel really comfortable playing this game and you think that you've got the problems down, then we can speed it up. So I'll show you a little bit of a faster version. So we can go, and then, so here's a different one, and we can do the time mode with fast fruit. So same game, but it's going to be a little bit, the fruit will be moving a little bit faster. So my problem is 4 ninths plus 2 ninths, and they have the same denominator, so we're just going to add the numerator. So 4 plus 2 would be 6, so it would be 6 ninths. And I want to find that fruit, so you're moving a little bit quicker, so you have to be careful. Just like that. The next one, I have 6 tenths and 6 tenths. And so same denominators again, so we just want to add the numerator. 6 plus 6 would be 12, so I'm looking for 12 tenths. So we'll be sending this game home with you. We'll be sending you the websites, things like that, so that you guys can practice this at home. And you guys can master this as well as you can and have fun with it at the same time, so we hope that you really enjoy the game. Okay, so the next activity we're going to do is we're going to have all of you come up with a real-life example of when you would be adding and subtracting fractions. You can do either one you want, so that we can make some connections to the real world, and you guys can have a little fun with it, because once you come up with your idea with your group, which we'll be splitting you up into groups in a minute, you guys can come up to the board, up to the smartboard, and you can draw your example and show the class how this would connect to your life in the real world.
The example we came up with, my friends and I were really hungry. We wanted pizza. The pizza came split up into 4 pieces, or parts. So it would be 4 over 4, since there's 4 pieces of the pizza.
And then Miss Richardson got hungry and invited herself into the classroom and ate 1/4 of the pizza. So I'm going to subtract 1/4 of the pizza from the whole. So Miss Richardson is not a very good job. So now 1/4 is gone.
Okay, so how much would we have left? So if we take 4/4, which is our whole, and subtract the 1/4, has the same denominator, so we're just going to subtract the numerators. So 4 minus 1 would be 3/4. So now you can show the class how much pizza that you would have left. You can draw your pizza again. Show your 4 parts. This was what was eaten, 1/4. And you have 1, 2, 3/4 left. So you can shade that in. All right, so we'll split you up into your groups.